We've explored some beautiful landscapes with unique geology, flora, and fauna. And we've had some memorable experiences along the way. Unfortunately, we've also seen firsthand how vulnerable these wild places are. Some of the most remote wild places are in the polar regions. We'll start in the sub-Antarctic islands. There are no permanent human residents on South Georgia, but the island supports major populations of seabirds and marine mammals. South Georgia is a British overseas territory, about 800 miles southeast of the Falkland Islands. In 2012, the government created a marine protection area encompassing South Georgia and the South Sandwich Islands. It's one of the world's largest marine reserves. The beaches are full of penguins, fur seals, and elephant seals. The king penguin is the second largest penguin, standing about 3 feet tall. The Salisbury Plain is home to about 250,000 king penguins. The sight, sound, and smell is memorable. South Georgia is a breeding ground for the wandering albatross, with about 1,500 breeding pairs. They have the longest wingspan of any living bird, 8 to 11 feet. They perform mating dance, waving these long wings. But there's a dark side to South Georgia. Throughout the 19th century, it was used as a base for sealers and whalers who decimated the fur seal and elephant seal populations. South Georgia became the world's largest whaling center in 1904 when Grytviken was built. It continued to operate until 1964. Contemporary accounts say that in peak production, the bay at Grytviken was red with whale blood. There's a small cemetery at Grytviken with about 200 graves, including that of the explorer Sir Ernest Shackleton. Now for the other end of the Earth, the Svalbard archipelago, midway between continental Norway and the North Pole. It's a stark landscape of black and white. It's home for walruses and the Svalbard reindeer, the smallest subspecies of reindeer, and polar bear. You're warned that polar bears will attack without warning, and if you're leaving the settlements, you should have a local guide with a rifle. But this mother was sleepy and the cub was curious. But I'm sure that would have changed rapidly if we had gotten much closer. About 600 miles south of Svalbard are the wilds of northern Norway. We were here for a close encounter with wolves. The last Norwegian wolf was killed in 1973, so we visited the Polar Park, the most northerly zoological park in the world. Stig, the head keeper, takes us inside the wolf enclosure. These wolves have been habituated to people, but they are not dogs. There are lots of rules for keeping everyone safe. The wolves gave everyone a big kiss. This is how they get to know you, like shaking hands. The encounter ended with a wolf concert. Continuing our theme of cold, wild places, the next stop is Iceland, just south of the Arctic Circle. It's the land of fire and ice. Reykjavik and its surrounding areas are home to 2/3 of the population. That makes most of the rest of the island a wild place. Iceland is at the crest of the mid-Atlantic ridge that separates the Eurasian and the North American tectonic plates. Thingvellir National Park lies in the Rift Valley between the two plates. The escarpments are moving away from each other by about an inch a year. Thingvellir is a World Heritage Site because of its cultural importance. It was the site of the Althing, Iceland's legislative and judicial body established in 930 and meeting here continually until 1798. Evidence of past volcanic activity is everywhere, from basalt columns to black sand beaches to geothermal fields. Iceland's electricity production is 70% hydroelectric and 30% geothermal. Geyser is the only Icelandic word that's been borrowed into English. In Icelandic, it's pronounced geysir. The Great Geyser is a popular tourist destination, part of the Golden Circle. 10% of the land area of Iceland is covered by glaciers. The runoff from the glaciers makes for spectacular waterfalls. Lava fields are covered by mats of moss and wildflowers. Seabirds are drawn to the cliffs to nest. Ducks thrive on Mývatn, which means Midge Lake, and it lives up to its name with huge numbers of the little bugs. Farming is a hard life here, and you see many abandoned farmhouses as the next generation moves to the city. But care has been taken to preserve pre-World War II buildings and other cultural heritage. The first black church was erected on this site in 1703 when tar was used to paint it. This reconstruction dates to 1987. That heritage includes the Icelandic horse, developed by Norse settlers in the 9th and 10th centuries. And now for something a little closer to home, the national parks of Utah. For me, they rank with the best wild places in the world. I really don't have anything to add about these beautiful landscapes, so I'm going to let the pictures speak for themselves. Wall Arch collapsed August 4th, 2008, reminding us that everything is temporary.